Hey, this is Scott with The Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast, and I decided to break out and open a new bottle today. This one is coming out of Texas from Ironroot Republic. It's their Harbinger XC. Was tasting it while I was organizing some of my old Magic the Gathering cards from the early 90s, and it's kind of shaking me, something like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and review Ironroot Harbinger XC 90 proof Texas bourbon. All right, so as I said, today we're going to go ahead and discuss Ironroot Harbinger XC from Ironroot Republic out of Denison, Texas. This is a straight bourbon whiskey. It is aged at 24 months. This is new release 2018. I picked it up at Total Wine. They're just now starting to sell in Washington State. And I actually, 2 weeks ago, when it first hit the shelf, I was a little uncertain about Texas whiskeys. I had heard some really bad stuff because of the heat down in Texas. I had had some good Texas whiskey from Balcones. But most of the other stuff does not have a really good reputation. Anyways, I was in a whiskey forum with the Whiskey Tribe. That is the Facebook group. And I actually was talking to a fellow YouTuber. His name is Josh Galladay. He is with the Cast Strength group. I'll go ahead and put his link down below. Pretty good whiskey discussion. Anyways, he brought in a man named Robert Licorice. I think that's how it's pronounced. Licorice. Anyways, and he was telling me all about this bourbon. Come to find out, he is one of the owners and the master distiller there. And he went ahead and made me an agreement to go ahead and give it a taste. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've already smelled it, and I'll tell you, it does not taste like any Washington State or Kentucky Midwest bourbon that you've ever had. Now, Robert and his family are... Boy, that smells good. Robert and his family have a cognac and brandy background. So if you know anything about cognac and brandy, it's all about the barrel. It's all about the barrel aging and slowing the process down. Now, what they've done is these guys are using heirloom grains, heirloom corn, heirloom rye, heirloom barley, all grown out of Texas. And the nose on this bourbon, I'm getting, which is strange for bourbon, I'm getting a dried fruit note. Like raisins, figs, and then the sugar, there's a slight not molasses, but there is a molasses note. It's a heavy, dark, rich molasses, but there's also a little bit of vanilla in the background. And I'm not used to the molasses note in a bourbon. Usually I get some caramel, light caramel, a lot of vanilla. But this is almost like, if I remember the name right, it's Mother's Molasses. It's a very thick. Matter of fact, I actually use it in my shop sometimes to remove rust because it does a great job of removing rust on old tools. But the nose on it, the mix between the molasses and the dried fruit, the raisins, the figs, dried red fruit as well, like cranberries. Anyways, let's go ahead and give this a taste. I'm looking forward to this. That molasses sure shows up, and it's thick. It's viscous. This at 90 proof. This is an extremely viscous, thick feeling bourbon, and I'm not sure if that's because of the corn that they're using. I have written down the corn that they were using on this. I don't know if that's from the barrel, but I'll tell you, you know what? This bourbon's impressing me. There's a little bit of spice on the end, but that the raisin really comes out. Think dried potpourri. It kind of, you can taste it, but then also kind of goes to a dried potpourri style of flavor. It's floral, it's fruity, but the molasses is the base on this. And boy, I'll tell you, I know there are some bad Texas whiskeys out there, but this is not one of them. I am truly impressed. And if you are, here in Washington State, the bottle before tax was $31, and then after tax it was 51, or it's 39 and 51. For a 90 proof bourbon, this is, you know what? If you can find it, if you are a fan of Four Roses, if you're a fan of floral style bourbons, this is a really good option, I think. So, anyways, now what would I rate this? I mean, it's a craft. It is going to be limited distribution. Obviously, if you're in Texas, you can get it. If you're in Oklahoma, here in Washington, I think they now are in 13 states. You know what? On a scale 1 to 100, boy, I love nosing this. This is just amazing. Whew. Like I said, it's not your standard bourbon. I'm going to give this a solid 89. Maybe, no. I'm going to give this a solid 89. This is for the price, you cannot go wrong with this, especially if you like a good floral bourbon that's just thick and heavy and molasses. Now, they do have a 115 proof, and I thought about buying that, but I wanted to go ahead and really try their 90 proof, which is their base product. I do know that these guys have a 100% corn whiskey out there that has won several awards, and I do believe that they've even been recognized by Berry Brothers in Scotland, if I remember right. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put the link down for Ironroot Republic, also in the description. If you guys have had Ironroot Republic bourbon, go ahead and let me know. What do you think about it? You guys getting the same notes that I'm getting? Go ahead, hit like. That helps with the distribution of this video. Go ahead and subscribe. When you go ahead and subscribe, also the little bell button will come up. Hit that bell button. That way you'll notified the next time I go ahead and put another video up. Also, share the video. If you've got somebody that says, you know what, I don't like this Texas bourbon, or I don't like Texas bourbon in general, share this video. So like, share, comment, hit the bell button. We're good to go. And, like I said, this is an amazing, for the price, it's a fairly moderately finished, full-bodied, surprising bourbon. Robert, thank you very much for you and your family for producing this. As always, please drink responsibly, and life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. Salant, cheers. All right, I'm done. I think I'm going to go ahead back to my magic cards, but if I get too far into this bourbon, I may not be able to focus anyways.